Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this edition of Revolt Updates. This is the program where I bring you the revolutionary high moments of every week, the Ambazonian Revolution for the restoration of the statehood of Ambazonia. I bring you updates and the high moments where you can always refresh yourself and understand where we are going and the events that are happening. So on this edition of Revolt Update, I would like to bring back to you again the Wirbaforce. The Wirbaforce, I will be discussing a little bit on that, and I will also bring you updates on the Black Caucus congressional delegation that went to Cameroon. They are back and they are speaking. And then I want to bring to you latest on Dr. Lucas Cho Ayaba, one of the revolutionary leaders of Ambazonia, who has been out this week hammering on the Ambazonian revolution and the way forward, articulating clearly what Ambazonia is all about and where we are and what we are trying to achieve, and what we expect the international community to be doing for us, as well as anticipation of the actions of the occupier La République du Cameroun. Also, I would like to bring to you some updates about the Justice for Naira 10, or our incarcerated our brothers and sisters in the dungeons of La République du Cameroun, with the ethnic youth leaders for peace in Nigeria weighing in on the advocacy for their freedom. Again, this week, Saturday, it's also a big day for Ambazonian women, and in Germany, where Ambazonian women will come together to find ways to move the Ambazonian restoration revolutionary movement forward. So that and more on this edition of Revolt Update. Details right ahead. Hey, and for any of you or my very own Chelsea supporters who may be seeing me with a City shirt on, I have not switched sides. This is just in honor of one of my African football heroes, Yaya Toure, who is a legend in Manchester City, that I have this jersey on. I'm Chelsea for life, and I look forward to see what we are going to do with Chelsea and Frank Lampard this season. So don't get it twisted. Blues for life. Revolt Update. Now, let me start with the Wirbaforce. Ambazonia, defend. Ambazonia, defend the revolution. Ambazonia, defend the revolution and set your people free. The Wirbaforce was back this week. Honorable Joseph Wiba, the current only elected representative of the Ambazonian people, and the revolutionary leader had an outing yesterday, which I'm sure most of you must have already watched. But what I would like to talk to you today about, or bring to your attention, is the presentation of the structure that Honorable Weber feels that the revolution can run on and actually succeed. Because as you all remember, his last outing, he made it known to the Ambazonian people that the government structural approach to the revolution was a failing one, and we had to make a U-turn from that direction. So this is like the way forward and the direction on where we must go to make to get the restoration process on track. So this box right here as the structure, which, as you can see, is the revolutionary structure or presentation on what the way forward looks like. So he had already said it in his speech last time, but now, as you can see, you can see right here from the organization, every village, communities, every council revolutionary committees, every county revolutionary committees, every refugee revolutionary committees, local IDP committee, community revolutionary committees, and diaspora city by city, country by country committees. So this is the rundown on how the different communities that will eventually from that grow up to the Revolutionary Council that will manage the affairs of the whole revolution in a way that every Ambazonian gets involved. So every committee from at the village level, we will have the women's committee, the men's committee, the youth committee, and then the defense committee. From the village levels all the way up to the county, and then you have the refugee committees structured all in the same in the same manner, so that each person can directly contribute to the area where they will make the most impact. And at the end of it all, our collective impact is what is going to make La République du Cameroon bow. So this presentation right here is very, very important for Ambazonians to look into. At the village level, back in ground zero, we employ everybody out there, every Ambazonian out there to take charge. Get yourself organized and begin to reach out to the revolutionary organization. We actually need numbers. The last time I said I hope he will be coming out with a presentation to actually direct the people on how to move forward. So the hope is that in the next 4 weeks, all these structures could be set up and Ambazonians could immediately get to work. Adapting to this new system is not that difficult because Ambazonians have been organized in say the county by county system, which at this moment we just need a little more organization. So this is like a county by county organization, but with precise structures and operations that will help everybody participate. Your grandmother, your mothers, and your uncles in the villages will be able to participate in this new structure, other than the one that we had only people who had smartphones who could stay on WhatsApp forum and chat and declare decisions to our people on the ground. And it was very, very difficult for them to obey or to follow because most of them were not part of this decision process. So the revolutionary committee structure that Honorable Wirba is proposing here, and for every Ambazonian to get involved with, is the one that gets everybody involved. If a ghost town decision comes up from the village organizing committees, that will be more effective than say the Bui County as designated right now, which is simply a WhatsApp forum of Bui people who have smartphones, which doesn't necessarily reflect on our grandmothers who are there putting their lives on the line and making these decisions for themselves. So these revolutionary committees that Honorable Wirba is proposing takes into account our mothers and fathers back in the villages who will be part of this decision making. That means if they decide to take a decision on what to do on the ground, that will work because they made that decision by themselves. That is how it's going to work going forward. If they declare a ghost town in Bui, it will hold in Bui and it will be effective. Then imagine now all of this, the different revolutionary committees across the Ambazonian territory applying, administering themselves in this revolutionary manner. Everything will work smoothly to the point that everyone will be shocked and surprised. Again, I'm making the distinction on what the county operations right now are, which this revolutionary approach is similar but very different. Right now we have just people with smartphones on WhatsApp forum discussing, or on Zoom meetings discussing, probably people of a particular class, because not every grandmother out there has the ability to have that smartphone or even to operate it. But at the moment where the village, the Revolutionary Committee for Women in Bui, the Revolutionary Committee for Women in Santa, the Revolutionary Committee for Women in Nkwen, they take a decision, there is nobody who is going to default in that decision that has been taken, and all those decisions that will be taken at the benefit of the revolution will work. At the moment now where all of this is established across the territory, we will not need our soldiers to leave the enemy and come to enforce ghost towns, and then in the process get caught up with our people for different reasons. If we get organized at this level, we will not have any so-called Amber boys going to ask for Bayam Salams to support the boys, because at that organizing committee level, at the women, the men, the youth, and the defense, who will be there doing their thing, and our women, our men, and our youth who will organize themselves in these different committees will know exactly what to do. The ultimate goal is our defense and our the success of our revolution. To kick La Republique out of our territory will be more enhanced, rather than a handful of individuals in a WhatsApp forum deciding for mothers and fathers without taking into consideration what is happening on the ground. That is the main difference with the county by county or LGA structure that is much talked about, but this revolutionary committee structure is the one that is more in-depth and more inclusive, and decision based from grassroots to the top, a bottom-up approach to our management. Remember, that's even how we used to operate, even back in the days of the British with their indirect system. They did not manage us by pressuring their beliefs. They brought administration from the grassroots, and that is what makes us a lot more different from the Cameroonese or La Republicans. Again, it is a call for every single Ambazonian, especially on the ground level, because for the most part, the diaspora organizations have neglected organizations from the ground, and that has made our advancement very difficult, because we cannot advance in the air. That is why mostly they call the diaspora administrative system a virtual one. But at the point where our Bayam Salam, they are taking the decisions at the Bayam Salam level, that today everyone is closing their stores, that is management and effective management and governance of our territory by our people. That is exactly what Honorable Weber's vision is out to achieve. It is his vision, but it is our commodity, and I'm owning it, not because of Honorable Weber, but because I want it to work for Ambazonia. And I'm bringing this to the people by simply just having these structures. We discipline ourselves, and a lot of the chaos that is currently going on the ground would disappear into thin air. Nobody will take advantage of our parents again if they are directly involved in the revolution. Nobody, as every family on the ground is part of either the women, the men, the youth, and the defense structure, because everyone will find their place here and their ways to contribute. We all know how every community and neighborhood is organized. Please get involved. Reach out to the revolutionary committees for liberation, and find out how you can get involved. I'm not sure what number to call. Again, I apologize for that, but in the very next edition, we should have a number going, because I am here to bring information. I am here to educate, and I am here for the people and not for any other person. So I will get that information and make it available. And encourage every other activist out there who understands this vision to get everyone involved.
Ambazonia! Defend! Ambazonia,
defend the revolution.
Ambazonia,
Defend the revolution and set your people free.